Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to your Friday Night Live for your Celtic Supporters podcast. Only me and Andy on the night as well, but I haste you to give us 2 or 3 minutes because Paul and our Kev will be on directly. I did send them the link as well, so that is on me, this one as well. So the link has not been sent to them, but they will be on directly, brother, as well. But listen, it is Friday, as we always say. It is the gateway to our weekend. It's a gateway to a good Celtic weekend, I think, given the drama that unfolded for us, Andy, on Wednesday night. But before we get into all of that stuff, my friend, how was your week been, sir?
The start of the week was all right. I spent most of the week in Ireland to get back this morning, was it? Last night, early hours in the morning. No, it wasn't. It was last night. Sorry, my heat's up bars. But I had an absolute cunt of a day, I've got to admit. But so I'm no longer in the door. And I've just put my fire on in here. You'll probably see my breath showing.
You can actually see it. You can actually see it, aye.
Hopefully that'll heat up soon. Just before you move on, Chris Fraser say he's still banned. He can't go. So.
Chris, again, but so just as a wee update for anybody that's saying there as well, we had a wee mishap on Monday's show as well, where, you know, obviously we get infiltrated at times as well with the other half of the city, but there was a wee mistake made as well, and one of our regular posters and friend of the show, Chris Fraser, was inadvertently banned. So he's not banned from viewing
Barry, we've got to...
Yes, let's be specific enough and say it was Barry that done it. But Chris is not able to comment as well. But I did have a wee look, Chris, as well, on the StreamYard side of things. You're not on any banned list, buddy, as well. Usually what they would do if we ban it, it goes into a list for us to unban you, basically. But what I'll do is when the guys start having a wee chat, mate, as well, I'll see if I can have a wee look at the back end of it as well to see if there's a solution for that. But we will free the American one. Chris earlier in Texas, the Texas one will be freed as well. So let's stand fucking solidarity.
Solidarity with Chris.
The Texas one. Chris, again, apologies for that, brother, as well. Apologies for it, mate. But we will get you sorted out and you'll be speaking to us very, very soon. But Andy, thank you for that. Paul, my man, how have your week been, sir?
Just work, Hoggy. I've been fucking on call all week. Just sickness and all that stuff. So, all right. Just busy. Not much else to report, mate. Just busy work-wise and look forward to getting amongst it tonight.
Good man. And our Kev will be on directly as well. So,
can I just say before we go any further, I've got one thing to say. My big mate and regular contributor, Big Chub, became we call it dad through here. I don't know what you call it. Is it a granddad or a papa? We just call it sometimes. I've always forgot about fucking weird, no offence. Papa. But Big Chub is a granddad, or a dad, as we call it, 3 years. So congratulations to him, and obviously his lad, Big Connor, who's a father. So all good news. So
congratulations, Chub.
Yes, congratulations, Chub, and congratulations, Connor, yourself and your partner there, buddy. Always a fantastic thing as well to hear about new babies being born as well. Obviously, we're a podcast that obviously loves to give a wee bit of love and thought and feeling out there as well. So we hear an awful lot as well about kind of people that's maybe down in their luck as well, maybe in hospitals and stuff like that, and people passing away. So it's always good as well to have a wee news or some news of a newborn as well, to join the CSP ranks as well. So I'll tell you, Chub, Connor, whoever it is, it's got to be in control of the debit card for that as well. Make sure that Wayne is a member of the CSP. Yes. For anybody else that wants to become a member of the CSP, go to our YouTube page, click on Become a Member as well, and you can choose from 1 or 2 tiers, $1.99 or $3.99.
There's a big man just coming at the comments. Congrats. Chub, I've tried to phone you 3 times a day, mate, you never answered, so I'll give you a phone after this.
I am so far behind on the comments as well. We're only fucking 5 minutes in.
I'll just put mine on there now.
Cool. I'll catch up in the comments, no problem anyway. But guys, if anybody does want to become a member, we can see Scotty Boy has become a new member there as well. So thank you very much, brother. Anybody wants to do that as well, as I said, we will make sure that all the money that's raised through the memberships and through any one-off donations and stuff, we will speak directly to our community to where that goes as well. That won't be something that we just decide ourselves, anything we're going to do, whether it be Kano, whether it be any other organisation that's out there. And we will be looking out for some suggestions. So if anybody knows of any organisations or people that's maybe down in their luck and needing a wee bit of hand out, when we're going to do that as well, we will give you a shout and we will put that money where it is required. Waiting on your Kev, as well, as I say to Paul before he came on, I said it was my fault as well because I didn't actually post the link up. I'd done all the stuff, but didn't bloody pin the link. Didn't pin the link as well, so my bad, mate, my bad. But before we go any further, as we always do, we have two sponsors to thank for bringing the CSP to you guys as well. First of all, Adelantes, our days at Adelantes, www.adelantes.com is our clothing sponsor. Please, guys, go there. It is fantastic clobber. I actually had one of the T-shirts on early on and then realised I'm a pure tinker and hadn't washed the bugger as well, so there was a wee stain up here. It was a lovely Nakamura one as well, but sadly I had to go and put the old Celtic tap on as well.
To be honest with you, Hoggy, the stain's better up there than down there, so...
Say no more. Say no more. But that's Adelantes.com, guys, as well. And also our friends at Pro Sports Media Group. Des and the guys there as well. So if you give them a wee follow on X at pro_sports media, or you can catch him on Facebook, just search for Pro Sport Media Group. Des has got his own podcast that runs on a Sunday as well, guys. So if you like us, I'm pretty sure you like Des and the guys there as well. So give
I tried to find it. Has it started yet? I tried to find it.
Yeah, I believe it started it last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Right, okay. Apologies.
Who is it? Des or Dennis?
I keep saying Des. Sorry, Dennis.
Is it Dennis? Aye.
Dennis. Aye, sorry, Dennis. That's my bad, mate. That's my bad. Too many D's. Double D's.
What is it called, Hoggy?
Pro Sports Media Group. I don't know the name of the podcast, but I will need to actually kind of probably narrow that down so that everybody can get a good search.
There was a link on Dennis's page there.
Yeah.
But I thought it hadn't started yet. I might be wrong.
If you go to the Pro Sports Media Group pages, whether you go on X or Facebook as well, I'm sure there'll be links and stuff like that will go to it there. I'll try and again do a wee bit of digging while we're on here just now as well. But
also, I'll have that just for the commenters and interested in our music. Have a look at Time for Heroes podcast. I was having a wee look at it the day. It's a good wee watch.
Aye, it definitely is.
Yep, Martin's usually a contributor as well.
So by the way, some great guests on it. Really good guests.
Martin, what to do, Martin, as well. Give me a wee text message, buddy, as well, with the details for it. And we'll run a wee banner for you as well, buddy. We'll run a wee banner. But, gentlemen, it has been an eventful week to be a Celtic supporter as well. We had the drama that unfolded on Wednesday night, which that walk back to the bus park. And can I just say, I don't want to kind of pat my own back or anything like that here as well, but I stayed until the 94th minute on Wednesday night.
Don't believe it. Absolutely don't believe it.
Believe it. Barry wasn't there as well, so that tells you everything you need to know.
Aye, well, he's a bad one, isn't he? He's the one that leads you astray.
Looking right as well. But we had a fantastic debut performance from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, which I thought was a fantastic first half performance as well for Celtic as well, battering that door down. But let's start there before we get into the other stuff as well. Let's have a wee chat about the game on Wednesday, Andy. So, as I said there, I thought kind of overall it was... We started off like a house on fire as well, chance after chance after chance. And then Big Jim Miller as well. Shout out Big Jim, all the best, brother. Said to me, he's like, Hoggy, big man. He says, this is one of these nights as well. The goalie's going to have a fucking world and we're going to end up struggling to fuck. I'm like, don't say that, man.
No, for the first time at Celtic Park, the opposition goalkeepers had an absolute played a blinder, you know.
I know. But the opposition goalkeeper aside, mate, what was your thoughts on, let's take it half by half, the first half of that game on Wednesday night, brother?
I think we started really well. We could have scored plenty of goals in the first even 10 minutes of that game. It becomes really difficult when two teams are playing in the opposition's half. You know what I mean? It becomes congested. And then I was kind of just looking at it as the game kind of progressed in the first half, and almost Livy's whole team was in their penalty box. So it becomes really difficult to actually, I suppose, create chances and get them on target or find a body in the box. So I think, you know, we actually done pretty well to create so many chances with such a congested area, but that's what you're up against. You've got a goalie, it's having a good game and it's rattling off defenders, and do you know what I mean? It's like ping ball. It becomes frustrating. You can see that with the players and all, because they're probably thinking, what do we need to do here to score? You know, as time rumbles on in the game. So, I think it was very positive for the team overall. Certainly the start anyway of the game.
Yeah, Paul, there was a few changes, and I've got a couple of spotlights as well I want to put onto a couple of boys as well. But you've seen that the lineup that went in was Schmeichel, Araho, Trusty, Scales, Sriracha, Engels, McGregor, Negrin, Taneke, Svanchara, and Maeda. So a few of the boys that was rested for the previous game come on. Was there anybody that stood out for you then on in that first half performance as well from what you've seen?
I thought in general we played really well first half, but for me the problem is quite evident that we're not putting teams away.
Yeah.
And then we're finding ourselves in these positions, which is great. I mean, I pretty much gave up the ghost again on Wednesday, and then we eventually put it in the bag, obviously. But I just think we need to. It's pretty simple for me. Fucking score goals when you're on top of teams. Simple as that. Put the game away, and then allow obviously a wee bit of a moment of madness for the much maligned Hattati. I thought he was quite unlucky, to be honest with you. I've seen folk want him hung, drawn and quartered for the penalty. We've seen fouls like that many times. He's swung at the ball. He's not seen the boy coming. It kind of just doesn't do him any favours, considering how he's sort of held in regard or lack of at the minute with the Celtic support. But no, listen, I thought first half played really well. As I say, could have been 4 or 5, but that's becoming too much of a theme for me. This could have been. It needs to start being. Maybe not 4 or 5, but at least 2 or 3, because then you're inviting pressure. And when you're playing a team like Livingston, new manager, big side, they get their wee sniff. They got a penalty. It's a penalty all day long, obviously. And then we start to go into that kind of panic mode again. That's your second favourite home there, Hoggy. John's in. Yes. But so listen, I was obviously delighted with the result. Not so much the performance. I mean, we were decent in the first half. We created a lot of chances, but we weren't great. And we really need to improve quite a lot. James, I'm just checking comments here as they're coming in. James Wiper, I totally agree, mate. I thought he has chucked it. I'll just talk about that one incident that I thought he was slightly unlucky and getting the penalty away. But no, listen, it's just an overall problem for me, Hoggy, that we need to start getting 2 or 3 goals in front against teams like Livingston, because the longer these games go, I've seen it many, many times, they're just going to take whatever they get the penalty, they score it, and then we start to really panic and we start to not create as many chances. The crowd start to make a noise that unfortunately the noisy crowd at Celtic Park make these days as against the rain players. I'm sure we'll come to that later on.
We will come to that, Paul. We will. That's part of
all
my
of that. Aye, and before I finish, I'll wait to answer with Declan. Young Declan that you've met, Declan Morgan, to meet him in the. He's really hanging about apparently we were getting a bit of stick of Falkirk fans on Twitter. I think we were busting on this podcast, and he's asked me to respond. The day Deco, son, you know me too well. Falkirk fans aren't going to cause me any concerns in the slightest, mate. As always, I take that as a compliment and a pat in the back, son, and bring them on anytime. Would be my suggestion to that and my response. Apart from the one Falkirk fan, by the way, I take that back because I think with a Falkirk fan another night, it was really sound.
Yeah,
so,
do I think it is? I think it is like the
Brian, so apart from yourself, mate. There it is. Here's young Deco reply. You've met Deco, big top. Mind you come to the first day we fund the fucking
the lane.
Material spot. Young Deco was there.
Yeah.
The tall boy. Aye,
big tall, big streaky pish. One of your young crew, one of the columns young crew. Great young laddie.
Thank you very much, Andrew McDonald. Andy, just on Paul's comment there as well, and this might be like a pure shite question to ask. I'm going to ask it anyway because you know what I'm like.
Mm-hmm.
What's the solution to that then? The fact that Celtic find ourselves over and over in that kind of same position where we start off pretty well and we have chances, several chances, and we're not putting weight. Is that a simple question, or is that a hard question, or is it just as easy as just fucking put the ball in a different spot you're shooting it? What do we do?
Well, it is basically put the ball in the back end, eh? But I mean, a lot of these chances have been kind of swiped across the box. I think like that they've been kind of built upon and through creation, and it's just been a number of bodies in the way, or the keeper having a good game. And listen, things like this can happen. You can get through wee periods like this as well, where you're kind of getting the chances and it's just not getting in for you. And I think every week I'm always waiting for Celtic to scalp somebody, and it's not quite happened yet. And then you start doubting yourself, and then when you're trying to predict the next result, you're bringing the score down. I actually went for 6-1 against Livingston, but I don't think that was out the question, considering the way where Livingston are in the league, and we're due to give somebody an absolute down. And I thought, well, there's a perfect storm there, but it didn't quite work out like that, and it looked like a bit of a struggle towards the end. And I wouldn't say my belief went right at the very end, because Martin O'Neill's in charge, and just the way the certain situations has happened this season, that you've always got a belief that it's going to. Just reminds me of the Centenary season. We were doing the exact same thing, scoring at a very dirty games, very, very late. So I think you can be concerned, but I think once it clicks, once it gets going, and you might be saying, well, the season's almost done, it's a bit late now, but I've just got a feeling that certainly at some point this season, Celtic are going to give somebody an absolute gub, and it's just going to come together at some point. What I would say is Sirachi was absolutely fantastic. I think we need to try and get that guy in the door on a permanent basis. I think he's a fantastic player. He's so work ethic and everything. And Araujo as well. And I know that we've not got the option to buy, but see, even if we could even get him on loan for another year next season, I think it would be a brilliant acquisition. And then you just kind of take it for there. And if he likes it here, and you're winning things, you're hopefully into Champions League, it might entice somebody to actually come permanently. Listen, I don't know what kind of price you're talking about or wages wise, but in my personal opinion, the two that we've brought in, they are the first two that I'd definitely try and keep. I think they've been brilliant.
And it's as if we plan this out, mate. And I promise you, there's no planning on this as well. But actually was pointing on the night was the two fullbacks. So, Paul, I'm going to come across to yourself. Andy's gave us a fantastic introduction to our CSP Spotlight for this Friday night as well. So, first of all, let's start with Sirachi. He's come back after a spell on the sidelines as well, which I don't want to say was getting stick for as well, but there was a lot of people, and I heard a few voices saying as well, that's another signal we've signed as well, and he's kind of been on the bench more than he's actually played for us. But when he comes on and when he actually plays as well, there's something about the lad, isn't there? It's just that kind of, he's like a buzz bomb as well. He's like a kind of boy energy. He's up and down the place. And he's that wee hardy bugger as well that you kind of like. So what was your thoughts then on Sirachi's performance on Wednesday night, brother?
I like him a lot, Hoggy. Really like him. I thought he was excellent again. He's got so much energy. Right, and again, kind of going back to the initial question about what would they score more goals and picking up on big Dawes, big Walsh point. He's hit a shot outside the box. Do that, mate. And I'm sick of us playing this fucking ball. Head dig. You know what I mean? He's done it. Scores. So I like him. Obviously the fitness. I think he's unfortunately got quite a lengthy record of injuries. I think, if I remember reading that or seen that somewhere. But listen, if fit, absolutely. I like it. I'm going to get this. Is it a Rocco? I'm getting there with the names. I'm not at Barry level. Araujo. Again, great, and Barry's great at these things. He just gets them right all the time. 3 or 4 at once shows off, basically. And for being honest, he shows off his pronunciations and his memory. But no, listen, if you could keep both of them, I would. But if I had a choice, it would probably be Sirachi. As much as I like the other fella as well, it would probably be Sirachi I would keep. He gives you so much. Get something in the park. Toughy bastard as well. You know what I mean? Doesn't mind getting stuck in. But when he come on at Ibrox, I was at Ibrox that day when he come on as a sub, and didn't look at the place that day. Again, James, we agree on that, pal. So no, for me, a big fan of both. If we could keep both of them, it would be great. But I think the big man went for about 10 million. So with that probably comes about a 60 to 70 grand a week wage packet, I would think, which is obviously going to be an issue. But again, I like Andy's idea. If he's not playing at Bournemouth and he likes it here, why not go for another year on loan? Do you know what I mean? That could be something to look at, which would require some sort of progressive planning, which we're not very good at, so probably won't happen.
It would be a solution that I think would suit all players or all parties involved if that was happening, that we can give them that time to actually play his football. Bournemouth can get a player potentially a sum of his wages after the wage bill, and the player himself obviously gets to play football. Now,
also, Hoggy, he's going to be playing in a World Cup, so he's putting himself in the shop window and all, so there might bring interest for clubs, you know, that might take him away from that situation, that we might not even be able to, it might not even be an option for us, to be honest with you. So, but that could happen with quite a lot of players in the World Cup. There's always somebody that stands out, isn't there? I mean, that's where we first noticed AJ, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he played in the World Cup.
What's his status with the Brazilian national squad, though, Andy? I don't know. Is he kind of regular in the squad now? Because there's no many Brazilian players as well that come from Scottish League and go to World Cups.
No, I'm talking about Araujo, so he's Mexico, isn't he?
No, Araujo's, is it Mexico?
Aye.
Mexican.
Aye, Mexican. He's Mexican, aye.
I thought he was Brazilian.
No, he's Mexican. Well, he's American Mexican, and he's basically plays for Mexico. So
right, and
being as part of the host nation as well.
I invite the Pelters as well. I've got to take that one in the chin as well. So Pelters, please hit me with them. I thought he was Brazilian.
We've all done it, Hoggy. You're all right, son. We've all done it.
Oh, just another thing. If you noticed that Araujo's translating to Sriracha when Martin O'Neill's giving him instructions, because I've seen somebody mention that it's as if he's just shaking, nodding his head saying aye, but he's not really getting them. But you see Araujo like talking to him, explaining exactly what he wants him to do, which I thought was quite good to see.
Just to say that's actually Chubb's missus, Shemaine. So Granny Shemaine as well. Congratulations, Shemaine. Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Shemaine.
That's a big man.
Very much.
That's the big man's long-suffering missus. Let me tell you that. Fuck me, Shemaine. You should 20
Every great man needs a good woman. Every great man needs a good woman.
Absolutely. Not a true word said.
And Lorne, you took the words out my mouth there, pal, as well. I was just about to say there that the next milestone that we're kind of shooting for is obviously that 1,000 followers. I think we were about 946 before the show tonight as well. So, guys, if anybody is watching of the 211, I can see just now as well. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the platform yet or to the channel, please have a wee think as well. Just about clicking that subscribe button, guys. If you want to become a member.
Another thing. Sorry, I keep interrupting you, Hoggy. Another thing, if you've already subscribed, then create another YouTube account and do it again.
You could do that as well. I'm not going to ask you to do that kind of stuff as well, because we want to be true with our numbers as well. You can see a lot of podcasts out there as well. They'll get hefty inflated numbers as well, about 25,000 fucking subscribers, and only about 50 folk watch them as well. So we want to make sure as well that we want to keep everybody as well. If you're subscribing, watch us, please. But again, we're not going to beg you for your subscription, guys. If you can, please do that. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mates and all that type of stuff as well. So we will get on with that. So the membership stuff as well, guys. As I say, it's amazing just the amount of times you see new member flashing up as well. But come along for the ride with us, guys, as well, because the members, obviously the membership, it's part of the membership as well. There's going to be some perks and some giveaways and stuff like that we're going to do. And there will be a wee giveaway in the near future as well. So just keep that up your sleeves for now. But next up then as well, so we kind of spoke a wee bit about Sriracha there, Andy. And it's something that it's not really, I wouldn't really say it's a contradiction as well, right? But for somebody who is so hardy, he is a player as well that plays quite hard, for him to actually have that kind of injury, kind of reputation or record for him as well is a bit strange.
Aye, but Hoggy, KT's get the same kind of attitude the way he plays as well, and he's got a bit of an injury past, or no so great past when it comes to injuries, you know, that called Weetabix hips and all the rest of it, do you know what I mean? So he's had these problems as well, but you get that they're similar type of players, happen to play in the same position, but they've got the same kind of attitude about them when they play, but unfortunately two of them haven't been gifted to get our injuries, so that you seem to get injuries quite a lot.
Thank you very, very much, wee Mitch. That is much appreciated. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you. It was, Paul, another strange one, I thought, and it's happened a couple of times where in that game on Wednesday, where we were kind of looking for something different to happen. And one of the substitutions that he made was bringing Srirachi off and bringing Kieran on, which there was some mutterings around about me as well, saying, "What the fuck? What's he doing? We need to do something different in an attacking sense," because Livingston, for obviously being a close game score-wise, it wasn't a close game when you actually watched it on the park or watched it on the telly. You know, it wasn't a 2-1 game as well. But it's where do you think what for you is the difference between refreshing that full-back area there and bringing off a left-back to bring on another left-back? Is there something in that for you that's a real plus point, or should they have concentrated more on a wee bit further up the field?
Probably, but I mean, if you might tell Martin O'Neill how to do his job, basically. And KT, let's be honest, it was lovely to see him coming on after obviously the assault that he took on Sunday. Dundeco Sant. I've no issues with the types of substitutions. He's probably seen something that I've not seen. And the day I complain about Kieran Tierney getting brought off the bench to come on is a day that I don't think will ever happen, to be honest with you. So I was all right with that. I don't know there, because as Andy says, they're very, very similar players. I would say probably Srirachi and saying that and KT come on, I thought he done really well.
Yeah.
So listen, it all worked out. In the end.
Yeah. I think Kieran Allen's got a good point there as well. The squad will need to rotate the amount of games thick and fast. And I think that could be one of those things. Now, for me, another plus point in Kieran coming on, I'm with you, Paul. The fact that Kieran Tierney's getting brought on a pitch as well is no problem with me at all as well. We are the supporters club of Kieran Tierney as well through here. Kieran's on the pitch as well. I'm a happy man. But Andy, do you think that's kind of another thing that in Martin's head, at least anyway, that obviously with the games coming up thick and fast, is it's not to try and kind of burn anybody out too much as well and give everybody that time, especially for a game like that where, again, I'm not saying we didn't have to defend, because, you know, there was some moments as well we did bloody have to defend, but it's almost just giving people that run out in their legs as well, that ticking over, because another game on Sunday, which we go there and it's an expect to win game on Sunday. But after that one, then we've got midweek game, we've got weekend game, midweek game, weekend game, midweek game, weekend game, which is, you know, big games as well. We've got 2 against Stuttgart and 2 against the Rotten Mob in there as well. So we'll need everybody to be playing at their optimum for that kind of rotation there. Do you agree with that?
I think Martin's already said that as well. You know, I think that's why it was so important to get quality, if possible, in, but kind of supplement the numbers that are already there. See, the problem he's got is he's going to have to manage the squad that way, but I suppose that becomes very difficult when the team aren't playing particularly well, as in attractive football, that we're getting through and getting results with the skin of our teeth sometimes. And we shouldn't really be in that situation. That's the thing, you know. I think when we talk about creating chances, I still think we're missing something for the midfield that hopefully with Oxlade-Chamberlain coming in, either him or Calmack is going to step up one. Now, maybe even kind of interact during the game. If the two of them are on together, then one could go forward, one could sit back and swap it about a wee bit, because I always seen the Oxes maybe a kind of would be coming into a kind of defensive side of the midfield, and Calmack would then push a wee bit more forward. But we've shown when the Ox goes forward exactly that you could see the quality in his touches and all that now. As soon as they receive the ball, you're like that, you could just, the ball uses class, and then that finish was just superb. So hopefully he comes in and starts playing a wee bit as well. We're going to get a wee bit more creation for the middle of the park, rather than relying on the wingers trying to get the ball out all the time. Maybe, as Paul spoke about it there, you know, take that chance and try and have a shot. I totally agree. I think sometimes we're too predictable at times as well, because we play it round the box, it just goes round, you know, and you can't get any joy down that side, so it comes back out the front of the box and back down the other side, and very rarely do you get somebody like the Ox. I know Calmack does it now and again, will take a shot from outside the box or just on the edge of the box, and it's usually a screamer when it goes in. But I think we need to be doing that a wee bit more as well, just change it up a wee bit. I think sometimes we become a wee bit predictable.
Yeah, so, sorry again. I know, guys, you don't like it as well when there's the kind of laughter and folk laughing as well. But I'm not far behind the comments now. That's me just getting to the slagging that I'm taking for the
Brazilian
as well.
Maybe you're talking about a different Brazilian. I don't know. Each their own.
That one, Hoggie's been buzzing the fabrics off there again.
Oh, don't start talking about washings and all that.
The thing is, when I done it with Baz last week, I watched it back and I seen there's always been really fucking aggressive towards Baz. That wasn't meant to be that way because I was slightly behind in my internet thing. I had to apologise to Baz, which he took in because it was like I was going to bite his fucking head off. If you could probably remember it, but it can happen.
It can happen, absolutely. It can happen. So, guys, as we said, first half, it was a decent Celtic performance. Again, I don't think Livingston added too much to the game other than their low block or their men behind the ball tactics as well. But second half kind of showed a wee bit different. And Paul, the first thing I just want to kind of touch back on the thing that you were saying, that I don't know if it's just a kind of as a result of what's going on at Celtic, the whole feeling around about the place now as well. But what I kind of found really, really difficult to keep my mouth shut on Wednesday was just the amount of, I want to kind of say short tempers, kind of no low patience, people that you know, they were, I know what I said, they were trying, of course they were trying as well, but I wanted to tell shut the fuck up. You've got fucking no clue what you're talking about. Because there's folk as well that Celtic are trying to do stuff that's clearly stuff that they work on. Right, they might not come across with a couple of things as well, but the mood around the place as well was starting to change after that penalty decision. One each as well, and then it was the kind of the murmurs in the crowd as well. And for a team that's no firing on all cylinders and kind of struggling maybe to get across the line, the last thing that they want to be hearing from thousands of people in the crowd as well is that, oh, for fuck's sake. And it's not just that as well, it's, oh, for fuck's sake, you fucking wanker, or you dick. It's like, that's a bit much, lads, man. So is that the type of stuff? I know you're in a very different section from me, Paul, obviously, doing where you are in the off curve. I'm up in the kind of the higher end of the top of it as well. But is that the type of stuff that you hear all around the stadium then? And in your section, do you get that?
Aye, absolutely. I was disgusted at the Huns game, Andy, if you remember some of the...
You kept turning round, I know. It was awful, I know.
Towards Kasper Schmeichel, there was folk actually booing, and you need to bite your foot, because I've been in numerous situations where you're rolling about with folk, and for exactly that, Hoggy. But I think for me, I think this team's still suffering the PTSD, not just obviously predominantly fucking Wilfred Nancy, but we only really have to include four managers. Obviously, one of them twice. It's been a fucking mad season, and I do think I'm just waiting on this team clicking because the players are there. I agree with a lot of the comments about the midfield. I've said it for a long time now. We're still no happy with that midfield. Hopefully Oxlade-Chamberlain can go some way to resolving my concerns about that midfield, but he's not played since May, so we should probably hope for.
Can I ask you something, Paul? Would you play Oxlade-Chamberlain on that pitch at Kilmarnock, or would you keep him out the game just in case?
I don't think he'll play. I don't think he'll start on Sunday, Andy.
Be on the bench, and then depending on the situation, maybe bring him on when we need a goal in the last minute.
But we inadvertently probably fucking will go on with our comment. I probably will end up. So no, I wouldn't play him on Andy, but by the same token, if I see the team sheet coming through and he's starting, I'll be quite happy, because it would be a good indication of his match fitness as much as anything else. But no, I think this team really needs to try and get over the Nancy thing. Because I genuinely think, if you think about how vulnerable we were, and going for a team that was used to winning games comfortably, used to winning leagues comfortably, used to winning cups, and them looking so fucking gettable, so fragile, that's going to take a while to come back. And I think we need a big result. I think we need something like a win against the bastards at Ibrox. Something just to give this team that belief back that, listen, we're the top dogs here. We fucking rule this roost. Because you could just look how teams are setting up against us. Livingston, not the best example, but Dundee would be. Teams fancy their chances against this Celtic team because we are fragile. And I don't think it's... Sorry,
remember,
I don't. Sorry, Hog, on you go.
No, you go, buddy. Sorry, I'm being ignorant.
No, seriously, I don't think it's fragile because of the players we've got. Because we've got winners in that dressing room, serial winners. I just think that period, the fucking imbeciles in this board, who again will come to, I'm sure, she'll see some of the comments coming through with another statement for our esteemed chairman earlier on. I just caught half it, I presume in relation to the results predominantly, but then they've acknowledged again, we've made mistakes. Still no come out and said what the mistakes were. Some of them are very evident, obviously, i.e. you've not done your jobs correctly and who you've appointed. So I think going back to my point regarding where we are as a team, if that was even the question, I just think we need a big result. This team needs a big result because they've had, obviously, losing cup finals, losing against the Huns. They've had a lot of bloody noses, and we're scraping over the line, and that's great. It's great, don't get me wrong. And as Andy says, that there are parallels with my favourite season watching Celtic, which was the centenary season. Just a magical, there's a fairy tale about this club, etc., etc. They're there, they're always there. Tommy Burns, Ken Billy McNeil, big quotes for giants in your club. And even talking about it makes me quite emotional because it was a wonderful time. But that season, the difference is you always fancied us to win these games. I think there's a comment for Billy Connolly, Sir Billy Connolly, unfortunately. And he's getting interviewed in the jungle, and I think there was a video at the time released, and he's talking about, it's fine, we're only one doing, there's 2 minutes to go. And that was kind of that was kind of the attitude. You never left early that season, Hoggy, let me tell you fucking that. No. I never left a game early that season. So hopefully the parallels are there to be drawn, but we need the performances to improve because it's not good for your fucking health. Never mind anything else. You know what I mean? Let's go to Killie on Sunday and let's pick 2 in early doors. Let's take 2 chances. And let's go and enjoy the rest of the fucking game. When did that stop?
What I was kind of trying to say as well when you were in your comments there as well is that remember we're the Bayern Munich of Scotland. We're the Bayern Munich of Scotland.
That's your pal Martin, isn't it, that came out with that comment.
That's fair play. I mean, the boys said it and he corrected him.
He did.
Fair play with its due as well. But guys, let's round off the Livingston game, Andy. I'll come to yourself for the start of this. Then we go into that, and the kind of situation is quite precarious when you're getting into that last moment of the game. Drawn 1 each at home to Livingston, which is a home banker. Again, 3 points should have been in the bank long before that as well. The Rangers are winning 1-0 away to Motherwell. Hearts have already got the 3 points with a kind of near last minute goal with Hibs as well. So we're looking at a wee bit of not going to say disaster, but certainly a fucking shit midweek for us. And then the new boy comes on and he turns up and he fucking slots home a beautifully fucking placed finish from the edge of the 18-yard box as well. Celtic 2-1. And then by the time actually the game finishes, you get back to the bus, you find out as well that fucking Stephen Welsh has done the business for us as well. So the flip on that as well has been something fucking remarkable. And it's, for me, it's a great thing for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, because everything that he's done and said so far for me as well has been something that's impressed me. You know that sometimes when new guys come in as well, you've got the PR department, the media department that go, once you're in front of the camera, say this and say that and say this. But you can tell that that's bullshit. You can tell when folk are talking through a fucking script as well. But that laddie, for what he said in his interviews, for what he said about wanting to come to Celtic, it offered me, whether he's actually spinning is an absolute belter of a performance as well, but it's genuine for me. And for him to do that as well, and that whole night then turn on the fact that he scored the winner there for us as well, it's fantastic. So what did you think his minutes on the pitch then, and obviously his contribution there, Andy?
I know he didn't have long on the pitch, but absolutely instrumental to his winning the game. I agree. I've heard him speaking, and it reminds me very much of Joe Hart, the sound bites he was coming out with. He sounded very appreciative for getting the opportunity to, do something. I know there was a possibility of maybe playing for Arsenal, but that was going to be very slim chances of him actually getting any kind of game time, really, when you consider the position there and the amount of good players they've got. And I think probably he feels really wanted and appreciated, you know, so that means a lot to football players, and it also gives them a big boost in confidence as well, which then projects onto the park, and you get performances like that. Short time he was on the park, but you could see right away when he's receiving the boy's touch, it's classy, you know, he's just got a lot of class about him, and obviously the finish, it was just written in the stars, wasn't it? So absolutely delighted for him. There's nothing better than scoring in your debut, do you know what I mean? But particularly in that situation, I mean, he could have, if he started the game, he could have scored a goal in the first minute. But to score the winner right at the death, you know, was just, I think I was absolutely delighted for him. It's just a pity that the stadium wasn't full to a certain extent, you know, with the atmosphere and all that, because I think a goal like that and the standard there really deserved the roof coming off the place. And I think that at that particular time, the noise was very loud, considering, you know, a lot of people probably would have left by then. I know you didn't, Hoggy, because you don't do that. A lot of people would have left by then, but still a relief, I think, really is where it came down to, certainly for the fans' point of view, and Martin O'Neill as well. And incidentally, when you look at Martin O'Neill's record, I mean, that guy, Danny Rose, get manager of the month, and it's like, you know, when you think of it, over the 2 times Martin's come in here, particularly in this second period as well, some really hard games, he's got a fantastic win record. So, you know, I think we're really lucky to be in this situation now. Although it's been an absolute disaster of a season, when you look at all the turmoil, I think we're really fortunate that Martin is here and doing the job for us, because under Nancy, we were in big trouble. And then if Martin wasn't available, who do you bring in? Who comes and kind of does what he does? And I think we'd have been well gone by then. So I think Martin has done absolutely fantastic. And he's obviously looked at Oxlade-Chamberlain and went, he's a key piece to what I actually need to finish the job here at Celtic. And he certainly, one game he's played, but he's been, I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, but I think Martin O'Neill and Martin, we know that you've watched the podcast as well. So what I would like to actually do is give Paul a wee bit of credit as well, because I think Paul's scouting reports on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, and his support for that lad as well, has swung that in our favour there. But Paul, just on what Andy was saying there, again, obviously from yourself, a wee bit about your own comments and his impact there. But Andy mentioned, and so did Martin O'Neill, mentioned that you know, the Arsenal was supposedly, there was rumours of Arsenal wanting to keep him there as well as a wee bit safe pair of horns. But it says a lot about the laddie, because at Arsenal he would have probably earned a fucking hell of a lot more than he's earned at Celtic. But he would have sat his arse on the bench. He would have been one of the players as well that's just in the squad as well, just to be that kind of maybe safer pair of hands. If he actually even get into the squad again, I don't know the numbers that they need to do and who's in Arsenal squad to know, or somebody would need to actually boot the squad. But to actually make a decision to come up and maybe not earn as much as he would elsewhere, but to come up and test himself in a new league, a league that's been, you know, for Celtic, we've done well, but there's been other players as well that's been high-profile English-type players as well that's come up here and fell flat in their arse. So it is a bit of a risk for the laddie as well to come up and I'm not to say stake his reputation in playing in Scotland, that's not what I'm saying, but, you know, this is maybe probably his last big club that he's going to play for. And to come up and have that impact on day one, or game one for that as well, I just think it couldn't have happened any better for the laddie, mate.
Well, I mean, you've got the examples. Roy Keane, it didn't really work. You've got Joey Barton.
He had a great game against the Huns. He absolutely bossed it, didn't he?
That was the I'm sure that's anniversary of that game today. I'm sure I'd seen that somewhere. He did that one day, and then you've got obviously the opposite end of the spectrum, Joey Barton, who just basically made a fool of himself. For the minute he stepped in Scotland till the minute he got fucking booted back over the fucking border, like a fucking imbecile that he is. Then you've got Robbie Keane. Again, here's the difference in such a big game. Robbie Keane, Chubb, you'll mind this well. That was when Chubb gave us there was roadworks going to Kilmarnock that night, and Chubb had a flyer. And we were in. Where's it? You say about Andy again? You're in Rutherglen,
Fairhill. Aye.
All right. So we were in Rutherglen going up, following Chubb's fucking directions. We were in Rutherglen going up a fucking one-way street when the teams came out, so we got in the second half of that game. And Robbie Keane, the moral of that story, Robbie Keane had 3 or 4 really decent chances, never put them away. And I'm not saying Robbie Keane wasn't a top player; he was a fucking superb player. But Chamberlain on Wednesday night gets that one ball, and as Chubb's pointed out, clever, watching for the side of the park, looking for the space, looking for where he's going to play his game. Doesn't need to be told that. You know what I mean? This is what he's going to do. He's noticed this already. Hovers about the edge of the box. No rocket science, to be fair, but he's noticed that and takes that touch, which everybody knows what I'm talking about. Just the quality of that touch, so that he's perfectly set up. It was like a wee golf king. I didn't play golf for golf. Probably the best example. It was a beautiful, just wee cushion, so that his next steps just onto the fucking ball and curls it into the fucking bottom corner. Absolutely fantastic. No, we weren't at the Gorbals, Chubb. We were in fucking Rutherglen. I was driving the bus. Your directions were fucking terrible. But anyway, and that night pretty much cost us the league, if you remember, because we ended up drawing, and it was so close with that mob that I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was a real pivotal moment in the season, and as much as it cost us. Whereas there's your swing, and we've not even mentioned Big Stevie Welsh yet. Yeah, there's your swing. We mentioned him, obviously, you said the argument. What a moment for the big man. I was so fucking happy. He was even happier than me, which was great to see, because you get too many players that didn't do that. They didn't give them it fucking stinking. I fucking loved that, man. And by the way, a decent finish.
Decent finish as well. And I think it's one of the ones, as you say, Paul, that somebody who, and I'm not want to say Celtic have fucked my boot as well, because we've had that conversation as well about Stephen Welsh and bringing him back in for that as well. Yeah. Take the emotion out of it as well. As your player, we were maybe a wee bit down at that point as well, but we've got the reinforcements in, and we're giving him the opportunity to get back to where he was excelling. It's the best football you can have seen the lad playing as well.
Let's be honest here, Hoggy. I think we would get that version of Stephen Welsh if we had the manager that he's playing under the new, you know.
Yeah.
And you might get that next season, big man. You might get that next season. We'll not talk about that the new. But the last thing I want to talk about, and it's a couple of comments I've seen as well, off a couple of boys there as well. I think it was Chilpil and Lorne had mentioned that you seen after the game there with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, and Mark Fotheringham and with him as well. And I think that it's just something as well. I think the guys have basically kind of said it as much there, that you look at Martin O'Neill and the impact that he's had. You know, he's the man manager. You look at Maloney, he's the tactics man and stuff like that. But somebody like Mark Fotheringham as well cannot be underestimated, the influence and impact that he's having there, because Andy, or anybody that follows our X account as well, knows that we've posted a couple of videos and we've shown our love for Fozzie as well. But I think somebody who, he looks a bit fucking mental, let's be honest. But having that kind of mindset about the place as well, having that bit of fun to it all as well.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. For me, Andy, that's almost as important as Martin O'Neill's man management as well, as let somebody to get in and kind of dig you up, but see somebody to keep your kind of spirits high, somebody to keep you kind of enjoying getting in there and actually training, enjoying being part of the group. I just don't think that can be underestimated for the lad,
He's also got a lot of experience as well when you think about it, you know, the whole German situation and all that, you know. So when Derek McInnes came out and says it was a less experienced member of the Celtic coaching staff because of the way he was celebrating, incidentally, it was all right for McInnes to run down the touchline and grab one of the ball boys when he celebrated, you know, that was different. He's lost the plot, that guy, by the way. I'll touch on him later. But Big Fozzie, you know, he's very experienced, and he has got a bounce about him, you know. When you look at Martin's the older statesman type. Sean Maloney's a very good coach, but he's more kind of introverted, especially when it comes to kind of media and that. But you can even, like, when Celtic are warming up now, you can see Fozzie now, bit of crack and stuff like that. And I think you need that. I think they actually seem to be a really good team. It's just a pity that it can't carry on, or maybe it will. It'd be interesting to see. I just wish Martin O'Neill was 10 years younger. I think that team would be very successful at Celtic.
I thought, well, listen, I wouldn't say never, because look at what happened with John Kennedy. John Kennedy was a long-standing number 2 or assistant manager or coach in there as well. And he was part of the furniture. It was like, he's staying in your backroom team as well. So listen, again, whoever the new manager's going to be will have the say on that as well. But I just think that as the community has called it there as well, I think a lot of credit needs to go to Fozzie, and we will continue to fly the Fozzie flag on our flagship X account.
He's a lucky boy, isn't he? Up in Dundee, he's full of key. One of my favourite places to go.
Lucky. All right, Rebel country.
I
played there with the Billy Reid. What a night that was! I can't even talk about it on here, man. That was mental.
Yeah. In fact, one of the boys, the Huns game, Andy, one of the boys come out to talk to me about the ranks there at Stone Island, Jacob, and Gonzo. You probably know Gonzo, or the name anyway, for Lucky, right into the Republican scene, anti-fascist scene, and that top lad. Anyway, and very representative of Lucky. I've never heard anything for Lucky saying they're for Dundee, they're for Lucky.
Aye. My granny came for Lucky. My dasma was
the People's Republic. Lucky, great place. So Fozzie's for that neck of the woods. So his enthusiasm and everything else that comes with that doesn't really surprise me.
Scotty boys, you mentioned there, buddy. Can I ask you a question? What's your ideal results for the weekend? 3 points at Buns draw. We'll come to that later in the show, mate, as well. We'll kind of finish after night as well. We're looking at the weekend ahead, buddy. But we'll leave the Livingston game there. If I think the best thing today is leave the Livingston game there. It was a fantastic kind of end of game result for us. A fantastic end of or after game result for us as well, which is a hell of a swing. And the momentum, we always speak about people with the momentum is where it's going to go on as well. Now, the momentum, whether that's with Hearts, whether that's with Celtic now as well, but I think that might be one of the pivotal midweeks in the season as well, or season defining as well. So we'll get there. I just want to very, very quickly touch on, before I've got a wee segment for you as well, I want to split it up about 8 o'clock. We'll split it up, we'll do a wee segues, but Celtic have done what Celtic do as well. I don't know actually when it gets released as well, but they have put in their interim results for the year up to the end of December. It's published on the Celtic website. If you want to actually get a wee bit of a reading material for your bed before your bed tonight, have a wee read at that. But I had a wee scan at it there. And Mr. Wilson has come out and I think he's acknowledged that there's been challenges and stuff. The one thing that there's missed out there as well is like with regards to the results or the results of the income and the revenue streams and stuff like that, there's no direct reference, I think, there as well to the actual movement of the fans in it. I don't think there's any kind of mention at all of the movement of the fans as well. I think he mentioned challenging environments and challenging stuff, but there's not anything. There's no anything as well to actually just stop. Not saying stone up to it as well, but just recognise the fact that we hear these fucking fair pointies have done well, but Paul, just with yourself on that, because this will lead to another point I'm going to come to as well with regards to the Green Brigade and the meeting that happened yesterday. Yeah. But just very, very quickly, again, let's not talk too much about the interim results as well, but just I suppose have you read it? Have you had a read of it?
I read most of it, and I'm literally flicking through some of the new and the comments and the split replies to it on the huddle board, which is kind of my go-to place.
Yeah.
Listen, it's. You want me to go with the new Hoggy, or you?
I have just to your overall temperature of the statement itself. Obviously,
I think the statement's what it is. It's just a lot of words. I think they mentioned. All right, Kev,
if you were asking for a link at fucking 5 to 7,
Hoggy, I was all set at 7:15 to sit down into the green room before we come on. But sometimes we are a wee boy that's not kicking us off at 3. Bath and bedtime just goes fucking
priorities, Kev, son. Priorities.
So, I feel like I'll be Baz.
So my apologies to you all, and my apologies to the viewers, but better late than never, I suppose.
Exactly, mate. Yeah. Welcome aboard, Kevin. Anyway, mate, welcome aboard. We're just literally, we've finished talking about Livingston game. We're just having a very, very quick wee touch over the interim results statement that's been really Celtic there. And then we'll move on to a wee chat about the Green Brigade and the meetings with the collective and stuff that's planned.
I mean, my initial reaction to the whole thing is how can people remain in posts that have presided over such self-sabotage? It's amateur hour. The money this board has cost us, and as I've said before, I'm fucking tired of people telling me how much a good position we're in due to Peter Lawwell, etc., etc. Imagine we had been a fully functioning club, and the money we've wasted and the money we've basically cost ourselves by being so fucking tight and not being a progressive, forward-thinking club. And this is just the chickens coming home to roost. It really is. As you say, there's an acknowledgement once again, mistakes made, apart from the very obvious ones, appointing a manager that was never fit for purpose and allowing somebody who was never fit for purpose to appoint that manager in the first place is the biggest crime of them all for me, and there's many crimes within it. How could you possibly, again, how could you look at somebody like Wilfred Nancy and say, right, this guy's got this style of play, blah, 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 perfect for X team, but we've not got the players for that, so we're not going to appoint him because it's going to end up in a fucking disaster, which is why we're here and discussing it's been such a tight title race. Yeah. Then you could go further back to the summer when no spending 20 million to get you 40 or 50 million. It's just it can't be allowed to continue. Ken, people are in their jobs, and Brian Wilson, who we kind of gave a wee bit of credit, I'm watching. He's a bumbling old man. Ken, what I mean? He's a bumbling old fucking man, and that statement is just what I would expect. Loads of words and very little content. I think there's a mention in it, if I'm going, but that they're talking about they mentioned expanding the standing section. Is that right? Is that in this? I've not read the full thing yet, but somebody's just response to that. It wouldn't surprise me that they've come.
Who are they going to put in it?
No, that's exactly.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I could be wrong in that. I'm just, as I say, I'm flitting through this as I'm talking to you, and being classically Bale, I'm not good at doing two things at once. So, it's just, listen, I don't see how anybody should survive that in this board. They probably will, but I just think, again, we've said it so many times, if any of us were as bad at fucking the individual jobs we do, we wouldn't be in the positions that we're in, for fuck's sake. It's just that simple. That's how life works. So how can you be at the head of one of the biggest football clubs in the world and be so fucking continuously amateurish at your job and been very, very lucky? I mean, imagine how that bank balance would have looked without Jota, or sorry, maybe that he's done it, but without some of the big money signings that we've had that have bumped up our finances because we've lost some amount of crazy money. We really have. So just without going full into the actual statement, because I've not read it all, what I have read, nothing surprises me. Brian Wilson isn't fit for purpose. Michael Nicholson isn't fit for purpose. Chris Mackay isn't fit for purpose, and should all be out in the rear at the end of the season, if not before. But unfortunately, we know that's not how it's going to work.
Aye.
Do you know what I think, Paul? Sorry, Hoggy. Do you know what I think that they'll still be in place if Celtic win the league. If Celtic manage to pull this out and actually win the league, I think the situation will only change if we don't win the league. And let's be honest, we could end up with nothing this season. Maybe it's like it's a Seville season. We'll maybe do something in Europe and not get in domestically. Maybe that would save them. But I think we have got to lose something before they kind of pushes them out the door there, because they seem to be hanging on by their fingernails.
Yeah. Do you think that team's good enough to win the league? Do you think that squad's good enough to win the league?
I think we are, Kev. Do I think we will is another question altogether.
The fact that how we have been so dominant in our recent years, even looking at the last 20 years anyway, the fact that these teams are even close to us shows you the mismanagement for the people at the top, because we should be absolutely, and this isn't entitlement, it's realism. We should be light years ahead of every single team in this league. Nobody should be ahead of us, really, if the job's done properly. And Rangers certainly, shouldn't be so close ahead or a couple of points behind or a couple of points ahead. I think it's really, really poor. It shows poorly how bad a job they have done. When they've just been scrimping and scraping and just try to get through domestically, because we've been saying it for a long time. Put them at arm's length. We could have put our foot in their neck and they wouldn't have been anywhere. You've also let Hearts into the situation here as well. Let's be honest, if Celtic are playing at their best and they haven't been, nobody's nowhere near us. The whole Nancy, even looking at, if Nancy doesn't come in and Martin O'Neill continues, we're scushing. We've already won the League Cup. all right, there's absolutely no way we're losing that League Cup. If Martin O'Neill was there, we'd have won that. We'd be ahead in the league. And there's a good chance we'd be on for a treble this season quite easily. But it's just self-destructing.
I think you're right, and I think that on that point as well, there's a lot that's happened. There's a lot of water that's passed under the bridge and stuff like that as well for the season so far. But my end point, I was actually talking to my auntie. I ran into my auntie actually in Asda the other day when I was way back for work, and she was saying about my uncle, shall we at the game? And it was like, well, you know, we were there and the boycott and stuff. So he's boycotting Europa League as well, that stuff, and it's like, and we kind of go talking and. You know what I'm like? Sometimes it's like the pessimist in me. It's like prepare for the worst as well, and then everything else is going to be gravy after that as well. But there's a bit of me that think there is change coming. I think there is change coming in this as well. I don't think the time to do it is now, to be honest with you as well. I think Celtic will be seeing that, sorry. I don't think that they'll be seeing the time for change is now, but I think there will be change because there's a point I just want to bring in here as well. So again, many of you will have seen this point as well because it's something that's on WhatsApp, but with regards to the Green Brigade meeting. So to give everybody a wee bit of an update on where we are with the collective were invited in for an informal chat, basically, as it turned out to be. But the invite actually went to like a dormant email address as well that nobody was picking up. So by the time they picked it up as well, it was like the day before the meeting. They tried to confirm it as well. But I think what Celtic were basically doing is getting something that's moaning for some tea and biscuits and we'll have a wee chat. Whereas the collective's a wee bit more structured and they wanted actually proper representation as well. So the time said the collective then sent, here is our representatives, here's the agenda we want to speak to. And what happened then is that Celtic needed a wee bit more time to get the people in the room that are required to be there. So that meeting with the collective is actually next week, next Wednesday, I think that is. The Green Brigade were invited in for their meeting on Thursday. And basically the Green Brigade had said, no, collective first, we're after that. But the collective pressed ahead and said, no, you guys go in there, have that meeting and start the process and getting you guys back involved in it. So what this kind of bit of information that we got basically said, somebody was asking, did anything come out of the meeting on Thursday? And the comment back was, the meeting itself broke one impasse, which is positive. According to the club, there are a couple of points that they need to navigate. One relates to the Safe Stay Advisory Group and one relates to Mark Hargreaves, the health and the safety manager in there. Mm-hmm. We aren't going to comment any further on the detail at this point to allow them a bit of time and space to resolve things. I said prior to this meeting, there wasn't going to be an immediate fix, and that's still the case. I'm hopeful common sense will prevail against the egos, but I wouldn't put a timeline on that. So I think I'd put that into your chat, Paul, and it's mentioned that I think one of the sticking points with Mr. Mark Hargreaves is that he's playing hardball a wee bit, and the stance is it's either them or me, I think is the stance.
Get yourself to fuck, you piggy bastard. You know what I mean? Simple as that. That's listen, I've not heard anything official. Obviously, you know the setup there. I have had me back and forwards, and what I'm led to believe it is as simple as that he's dug his heels in and he's got Nicholson, I believe they're ex-fucking schoolmates or grew up, there's some connection with they two. So what I'm led to believe, and I've no reason to doubt it is as simple as that. He's got a real fucking beef. That's not his fucking job. You know what I mean? He's dictating to the board. He's costing us. I mean, you've now got players who are, incidentally, and folk might disagree with me on this, I think the likes of KT and Callum McGregor should be more vocal. I know KT kind of hinted at it in his interview. They should be coming out and saying, listen, this is costing us now, that it's affecting us. The atmosphere is affecting us. The lack of atmosphere is affecting us. And because of this wanker, Hargreaves, and this fanciful story that he's told about getting threatened at the AGM, and then obviously the Falkirk thing, which is still to be proven, the AGM thing, that's just beyond any sense. It is just sabotage. It's madness. He is basically the reason that me and many like me are just not taking any joy. I've missed more games, and I know most of them are for work reasons. But there's times this season, like Wednesday being the classic example, where I would have moved heaven and earth last year to get my on call swap, to get in, would have called in favours and blah, 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 blah. But see now, the thought of going and standing in that section and just listening to what you're saying, Hoggy, is fucking the only noise people will make is moaning. and really abusing the team because of the frustrations that have built up over so many different things. And then I told you the story about a guy I used to go to the football with when I was at school. I might have put up the screenshot, and if you're watching, you fucking wet wipe. About and I try and stay away from Celtic Facebook pages, but then I think, no, fuck you. You've only been a representative to unwitting people. Now, I know that they're no a representation of the Celtic support that we know, and our community and places like the Huddle Board. That's a representation of Celtic. Not everybody agrees. Not everybody agrees by any matter it means. But this fucking imbecile, and he got about 100 folk like his comment. It was close the section, pay for a drummer, and get a fan coach in. a fan coach. And I thought, how much more detached for fucking reality are you? I mean, I've not seen this boy for a lot of years, and that's probably a very good thing for the both of us that continues, to be honest with you. And the fact that folk jumped on that comment, and then what really, and I'm not going to rant too much, but what really gets me is that it then goes on about exactly a fan coach. Exactly, that's what. And folk are, that's a great idea, great shout. But you've not thought of that before. Get a fan coach, and what does a fan coach even fucking do? What's the fan coach approaching us? Approaching me, right, mate? Fucking both. There's your coach. But so, and then we go down the road. You know, Benny, you know him. I'll message you. It was at school. It was a couple of years below me. It was in my year. I went to the football all the time. Joined the Police, I believe. So that might answer your question. And I'll message you, Benny. And a fan coach, exactly. But then there's this narrative, right, about fucking football fans need to behave, because that was the next thing. They need to behave. They need to toe the line. When did football fans ever? You know, my first game was like the late 70s, early 80s, I remember. And I remember, the only thing I remember about it is it being really fucking wild. You know what I mean? Really, and that's what I loved about it. And
the smell of pish, BO, and lager all mixed together. All
that. And then the Celtic support was wild back then. I mean, that was before the casual days, which I'll come to. Because then you've got things like the Gorgie Agro, the Hearts Mob. So football's always had these, but it's a working class sport, for fuck's sake. It's working class people that is just human primal instinct that you're going to have folk within these groups that are going to be more volatile, and all the better for it. You've got the skinheads in the 70s and the early 80s. Then you've got the casual scene, you know what I mean, which was really violent. A lot of folk disagree with it. Personally, I thought it was great, never mind. And so football, the jungle was the most lawless place gone, and it was through the best people. So my point is, quite about a stage now, and this will be pertinent when the Green Brigade, which I do believe they'll get back in, this will be very pertinent when they do get back in. We need to get away from this fucking narrative that football fans need to meet some sort of behavioural criteria, because within any group, a large working class people, predominantly working class people, you're going to have rowdy elements, and all the better for it. And that's what the standing section is. It's a representation of the jungle. You know what I mean? Which has always had these sorts of folks. So I didn't get how so many people want football. I'm loving the stuff. Exactly. But you know what I mean? So when the Green Brigade do get back in, they need to get back in with, fuck you say, we're not going to change that much. We're going to have certain things, like I've told you before, pyro, for example, would be away from me. That aside, we will express political beliefs. We will support agendas that you might not like us supporting. That cannot be allowed to change, because then you're changing the whole fucking ethos, the club, and football supporters in general. You're trying to change the whole ethos of football supporters in general. When did football become so sanitised that people want not only fan coaches, they want everybody to sit in their hands, behave themselves, go home, and that's it? I'm sorry, that's not a game or a sport that I want.
When they started having to put seats in stadiums, that's when it changed for me.
Of course it is, Andy. I know it was fairly rhetorical. I know
because it was always the main stand was always the sitting back, and that's where all it.
That's it. But you know, Andy, Kev, Hoggy, you're probably a bit young for it, but the jungle was fucking, that was the beauty of it. It was the allure grown up and looking at the jungle for like the Celtic end, and I want to go in there, but I'm not really allowed to because it's fucking mental. And then getting to that age where you were allowed to go into the jungle, you go in, and it was just fucking job. That even talk about the new, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. Some of the just. So I learned more in the jungle about history than I learned at school.
It was an education. It really was.
I could devote a whole episode to that. We might have to do that, Jungle Memories or something.
Aye.
The best days in Celtic Park.
Oh, Kev, it was so good. And we've got, and mind the wee fella with the suit jacket with the box of fucking rolls. He's cutting about the sweating like fuck, getting tablet macaroon, big box of rolls. Spearmint, chewing and the macaroon. The suit jacket on with the trousers and that, and he's standing the rolls and the rolls are too much in his box and he's forced them in, sometimes standing them, piss on his feet and you're still buying them. You know what I mean? Not a problem.
Can I just say one thing? I'm very happy that there was a lot of concern and a lot of comments as well about where I disappeared to for a minute. I'm on my second can of Pepsi Max as well. That's my Friday night as well. So I had to go and do a bit of business, you know what I mean, as well. So for all you ones that saying I'm away for a Brad Pitt and all that kind of stuff, no, away for a kind of riddle.
Just to finish up on that, I'm glad there's a lot of people that can relate to what I'm talking about. And fuck me, we can't allow these people that want this club. But listen, I get there needs to be some sort of dialogue. There needs to be dialogue, obviously. There needs to be compromise, whatever that looks like.
Well, do you know what I feel? I just feel it as if the GB and they probably will eventually get in, as the first instance of any kind of misbehaviour, if you want to call it that, or what they call it, is that they'll just snap down on them again, and that's my concern.
And mine as well, mate. And that's why I think there needs to be I was going to say a fan coach here. There needs to be
mediation in it, really. There's got to be not just consultation, but a constant consultation between the fan groups.
I'm not going to put in the comments today, but I'm going to take Sugarman's point here. Not everybody does agree with my political views, but I'll tell you one thing, Sugarman, I'll wager there's more than the Celtic support do than didn't. That's for fucking sure. And if you want to go in the jungle, if you ever went in the jungle and started to tell folk to sing rebel songs and that, you'd have got the face taken right off you. You know what I mean? So, again, mate, you're maybe one of these ones that wants a fan coach. But apply for the job. Apply for the job.
The fan coach one, somebody said about Ronald Villiers up for the fan coach as well. That's a kind of stupid reaction or stupid answer that should be given to comments like that. But, gentlemen, I think we'll leave that one there. I think that this will rumble on as well because... You know, with the meetings that's going on, there was never going to be an immediate fix as well. But I think the positive thing is that these consultations or these meetings are starting to take place. They're both kind of setting out their almost their points of agenda as well, and that's where the main battle will come to. We'll come in with that.
Yeah, what I was going to say there. This is where it's important then to have some proper, permanent liaison connection between the Green Brigade or both ultra groups. And approach it in a fucking adult fashion, right? These are a massive part of what goes on at the club. It's very evident no matter what the naysayers say, and I'm sick hearing people going on about, I didn't agree with them, but then folk can't really give too many examples about what they didn't agree about, but never mind. It's just another thing that's been drip fed into their psyche. But in order to sustain it and get away from your very genuine fear, Andy, because I have it as well, as I do think we do need some sort of continuous link between the club, and it's kind of been in place before. Ironically enough, Peter Lawwell was probably the most proactive with that. And since Nicholson's tenure, it's just died altogether. So in order to sustain, not just get the Green Brigade back in, and everything that comes with that, because let's be honest, going to the football is just no joy. And if anybody does enjoy going to the football, apart from these last-minute goals and all that stuff, then you're a masochist. I mean, because there's no any real joy in going and watching Celtic because how, as Hoggy said, folks sitting down and just moaning, ready to moan, and nobody that be countered by folk actually wanting to sing. So what
we're going to do is we're going to do a wee bit, as I said about Baz, sprinkle a wee bit of positivity and a wee bit of kind of, let's say, frivolous laughter on this evening as well, because I'm going to give you a wee bit of my favourite segment. Kevin, I know you've joined in as well, not much to say yet. I promise I'm coming to you very first after we do the segment as well.
No,
Gentlemen,
come all right, mate. I'm good.
if you can grab your pens and paper, gentlemen, please, because we have got another version and another of
Who the f is that guy? Who the f is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the f is that?
Who the f is that guy? So, gentlemen, I have 5 players for you who, as always, are hidden by our Celtic supporters logo. If you can grab your pens and paper, please, I'm going to go through them one by one again. I'm going to be very, very quick, though, because I've got a 10-second timer on these ones. So I'm going to be nice and nippy with this as well, right? So let me just take that comment off and I'll give you a full screen at this. Guys, comments off, please. I will know if your comments are on because I can see your eyes and where the eyes are going.
So
comments off, gentlemen. It's just a wee bit of fun. Everybody at home in the community, please get your answers in on a postcard or in the comment section, probably better. Gentlemen, your first player for this evening is this guy. Who the fuck is this guy?
Ooh. I need to put that full screen.
Oh, what's his fucking name?
93.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I think he played
1.
much. I've got a guess here. It's a fucking random one. No, in fact,
I've seen some guesses in there as well. We've got a guess for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Oh, 5 or 6 different players here as well. So we've actually got a good wee one for us. Gentlemen, I'm going to take this one off of the screen and out. And Andy, you're first for this one, buddy. So who the fuck is that guy?
Is it Denier?
Denier. Paul, who the fuck is that guy?
oh, I'm going to go really. I'm going to go. I've taken between two. It's between Compare and Charm. I'm going to go Compare.
Kevin, who the fuck is that guy?
Marvin Compare.
Gentlemen, the first player this evening is Marvin Compare.
Oh.
Fantastic signing that Celtic made there. Absolutely fantastic signing.
Fucking never heard of him.
So we had a few: Brian Kyle, Brigade, Edward, Peta, El Kaduri, Compare, Van Dijk.
I thought him was Charm. It was him or Charm for me.
He's a Compare in the Kerrydale every Saturday night.
So there we are. That was player number 1. Gentlemen, player numero dos is this guy. Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I can see his face, man.
Who is it then?
That's the number.
Right, I can't see his face.
Ah!
Are you fucked about the numbers again? No.
No, Nate, there's no fanning about numbers. Nope. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Right,
1.
Go with him.
Oh, I'm seeing there as well. There's again a few. I think I've got Ease the Night community. I've got Ease the Night guys. Paul, first of all, who is that guy?
Going with the number, I'm going to go Lee Naylor.
Naylor. Kevin, who is that guy?
Paul Telfer.
Telfer.
I
And
think
who
his
is
legs
that
were
guy?
big enough, Kev.
Eh?
I didn't think his legs were big enough for Telfer. I'm sure Telfer had big legs, but I could be.
Can I
I've
just say,
got a blank Hoggy.
right, blank. Lee Naylor was number 3. This man is number 2. And this man is Stefan Honshaw.
Oh.
Oh, fuck, I forgot he played with us.
So did he?
I've got Ease the Night,
What's
boys.
Lee
I've got
Naylor
Ease
was
the Night.
like black, wasn't he? Number, but that's
Aye.
not
Yeah. Gentlemen, player number 3. Kevin, you're up first for this one. I will put the timer on now. Who is this guy?
Chuck it the night, Hoggy.
I don't know how far out I'm going to be with this or how close, by the way. I'm going to stab on Vikhorst.
Right, Vikhorst for Kevin. He went a wee bit early with that there as well, so I've got 2 more seconds of the player, and then we go off. Andy, who is that guy?
Nah, no go at it.
Paul?
I'm fucking I've come. I'll have a guess. I was going to. I've not got a guess. No, I'm going to throw a guess in. Just for the strip. It's too big. I was going to say Mark Crosas, but he's too big. Fuck, it's better than nothing. Go Mark Crosas.
Crosas. Gentlemen, your third player this evening was Diamantse Camara.
Oh, fucking hell, Hoggy, man. Fucking impossible.
Not impossible, but I did intentionally go a wee bit more difficult tonight. Gentlemen, your fourth player.
Hoggy.
I mean, you take the badge off their face and you still don't know who it is.
Them in the community get it, Hoggy.
Yeah.
Rasmussen, Crosas, Jarosik, Efren, Johansson, not a clue, Peter, Ledley, Chilpil. I hate this game. Sorry. Mark Brady, Dion Dublin.
Nah, you'd have seen something in about his knee if it was him.
And there are James as well, Hun Behaviour Hog as well. Listen, I'll make it a wee bit better next time it's on. We are, incidentally, as well, going to be adding a couple of different segments, fun segments as well, to kind of get as a wee palate cleanser during our pods as well. We go on to player number 4, and it's back to Andy. For this one, I will start the timer for player number 4 now.
Oh, it's... I could only be a... I wish I paid attention to players' numbers, mate.
I've no fannied about with any numbers in this evening, guys, so I've no changed numbers at all.
Is it too obvious?
5, 4.
Yeah, I think I've got
2, 1. Andy boy.
I'm going to go down belly. It's
Dembele.
rang.
Paul.
I'm going to go for Timothy Weir.
Weir. Kevin.
A good shout.
French Eddie.
French Eddie.
Looks...
Gentlemen, your fourth player was, in fact, Timothy Weir.
Good shout, Paul.
It was just the fact that I was got Edward all day long, Kev, but it was the fact that it would have been too easy for Hoggy's quizzes tonight. So,
and the last one for this evening, again, which is a wee bit in the same kind of category of difficulty as well, but because there is a chance for Kevin to be drawing level with this one as well, I'm going to go to player number 5. And gentlemen, that player for this evening is this guy. Who the fuck is this guy?
oh.
Paul, coming to you first, but I'll give you 10 seconds on the clock first, please, brother.
Oh. The slide, looking for the sliding tail. It's a body shape. I'm not getting the body shape.
5, 4,
12.
3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go for one of my least favourite Celtic players. Then Beaton.
Kevin.
Stick it back up, Hoggy, quickly.
I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Fucking cheating, is it no?
Paul, I love the competitiveness, mate. That's exactly what I would have said. Kevin, that's what you're getting, brother. Who we got? Guidetti, Andy.
Oh, good shout, Kev.
That's who I'm going for as well, but I wasn't sure if he had a sleeve tattoo or no. I was trying to remember, but
I did.
John Guidetti.
Gentlemen, none of these are correct this evening. That player is Stefan Shepovic.
I wouldn't stop in the know. You could pass me in the street.
Man. Come on, Eth. Oh.
So I did actually have a tie-break question, which I'm going to throw in there as well, just for shits and giggles, right?
But just to make a cunt age a wee bit more.
No, it's a guessing game as well. It's a guessing game. Paul, you are the winner this evening.
Oh, it's a guessing game, all right.
Gentlemen, we purchased this man as well. How much did Celtic buy him for in euros?
Who?
Shepovic.
Oh.
In euros. You've got a wee bit of kind of money management today there.
4.2.
4.2 for Kevin there for that. Paul, how many euros did we pay?
1.5.
1.5. Andy?
1.2.
I was the closest.
Gentlemen, we paid 2.53. euros, 2.53 million euros for Shepovic as well. So
Right.
just a wee bit of a kind of tiebreaker there, if it did actually get to a tiebreaker. But Paul, congratulations, my friend. You
Becoming a
have
habit, by the way. Becoming a habit.
That must have been a while ago, by the way, because we've not fucking spent money for years.
And by the way, and we spend it on a little shite like that. Fucking
But Paul, congratulations, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Happy with-
There's a wee fit goalkeeper as well to say.
Is that the prize?
That's no Paul.
No. Even my new glasses on, that's not me.
But gentlemen, so just let's that's nearly an hour and a half already. That's nearly an hour and a half. So guys, as we said as well, I think there's obviously there's a wee bit more kind of legs in the whole kind of meetings with the collective and stuff like that as well. So we will kind of touch on that as well. But let's have a wee look forward to the weekend. There's two things I want to have a wee chat with you about the weekend. Obviously, we have got our game on Sunday, which we'll get into as well. But it's a game where I've had a kind of conversation with a few people as well on looking at the other game that's happening as well. Obviously, the Jam Tarts visit Snake Mountain on Sunday as well. And it's an interesting one as well because, Kevin, I think there's different people who's got a different idea of what the best result for Celtic is out of that game. Now, for me, any result's a good result for Celtic because we either both of them drop points or one of them drops points. But for you, I know we don't want to kind of talk too much as well about the opposition and stuff like that in here as well, but what's your take on what's the best result for Celtic against the other two on Sunday?
A draw.
And explain why.
I would rather keep him up for Govan as far away from us as possible. The Hearts thing, that'll take care of itself for us.
Yeah.
Keep that or a mob at the road before we go and play them in the league. You know what I mean?
So you see,
we'll give our game in hand. Hearts will start to last 9 or 10 games. Hearts will give you back wee gifts every couple of games. They'll start giving you gifts every couple of games. So mob for Govan, you need to watch. You need to look over your shoulder for. I might be being disrespectful to Hearts considering how well they've done and how far it is to go in the league campaign, but I still think they'll start to falter. The reason I think that is, and I know we've done it ourselves in quite a few games recently, but for a couple of months they've not really been playing that well, but they've been grinding out a lot of 1-0s and grinding out games where they've been down to 10 men apart from St Mirren. But see that only lasts so long. And to be honest, know that we've been massively great. Rangers have been the same. Apart from the fact that they've been getting away with a penalty a game or not. Getting one a game and getting away with the opposition not getting one a game or not as well. But you know, there's going to be points trapped everywhere. But my concern in the league still is more Rangers than Hearts, to be honest with you. But anything, I mean, the one result that you really didn't want is probably would be the Hearts victory. You know what I mean? You're looking for a draw or worst case scenario a Rangers win. You know what I mean? You certainly don't want a Hearts victory in that one. But I think a draw would be most favourable for us, and I would be more comfortable with that, to be honest with you.
A draw, but keep the Rangers away from us as much as we possibly can. But so a draw. Andy, what about yourself? What's your thinking on it?
It's a no-brainer for me. A 0-0 draw. A point is easier to claw back than 3 points for either one of them. So I'm definitely a draw suits us with none of them scoring. I think there is going to be goals in this game, but definitely a penalty for Rangers, that's for sure. But I think a 0-0 draw would be ideal for us. I think, as I said, you know, looking at it, gaining an extra point in each side, all right, they're both gaining, but it's better than one of them getting away with full 3 points, I think. So that's what I think, a draw.
Yeah.
Paul, what about yourself, mate?
It's a cut of a situation, isn't it? Because I fucking hate both of them.
Yes, and that's that. But that's why it's such a fucking good question as well.
Listen,
For us, and I'll be putting my bit in as well.
A draw, hopefully, and just an absolute bloodbath. Fucking career-ending injuries. Fucking potential deaths on the park. Fucking you name it. They're just a fucking slaughterhouse. folk getting hurt and blather to fuck and blah de blah de blah. So that would do me and a draw. A really violent 0-0 draw would be my
Don't sit
preferred
in the
outcome.
anything, Mucker.
Not at all, mate. Not at all. That's exactly how I'd like it to end up.
See-
But I suspect that mob, the Huns, will maybe sneak it. And I think they're the biggest threat for all the reasons Kev gave. But and listen, by the way, if Hearts go there and get a result on Sunday, then that's a big statement they'll have made. Yeah, absolutely. I'm falling away and agree with Kev. That what there will be. But the games are starting to tick down a bit. So 0-0, loads of injuries to both teams, really bad injuries. And then we win at Kilmarnock. Job done.
Again, we'll get on to us at Kilmarnock in just in a second. But I don't know. Again, it's preference stuff. Either way, listen, let's be honest. When you look at it either way, Celtic, if we win in Sunday against Kilmarnock, will come out of this as the better, basically the recipients of the better end of the stick as well.
Regardless of what happens.
Yeah. At least one team of them is going to drop points. Now, again, it gets down to the fact that who do you actually consider as your greatest, your greatest rivals, your closest rivals for the league there. Paul, you're absolutely right. If they go there and get a victory as well, then that's a statement win for Hearts. I still stand by my point, though, that Hearts will drop more points against other teams than they will against Celtic and Rangers. Said that for a while now as well. So that's why I'm kind of sitting thinking, if the Hearts can get a victory there as well, I think for me that would be better. Although they would then be 6 points ahead of Celtic still. We've got a game in hand against them, so it's really only 3. We get to play them again as well, but they will drop points again. I think where Celtic won't drop points. So for me, the ideal result would be, for me, I would welcome a Hearts victory. I fucking do not want the Rangers anywhere bastard near us. Get them to fuck. Get them as far to fuck as they fucking can. But all points and all opinions and all viewpoints on that is absolutely valid. I think somebody said there as well, just sit back as well, light the cigar as well and enjoy your Sunday, guys, because either way, Celtic get 3 points there, then we are closer to getting that league. I think we are closer.
The thing is as well, Hoggy, she feel like a Hearts point of view as well. If they've got any aspirations of winning a championship, then you've got to beat your nearest rivals, and that's Celtic and Rangers. So far, they've done it 5 out of 5. You know what I mean? But this is now the business end of the season. This is crunch time. So this is they've not lost in 5 games.
Okay, so you said you've got to beat your rivals, but they didn't beat us the last time. There was a draw there. But I get what you're saying as well. They've no drop points. No dropped a victory to Celtic guy.
Aye. So who's to say they won't? But the difference now is this is you starting to get close to the home run, and not. I mean, this is pressure pot time. This is when it counts. You know what I mean?
It is, Kevin. But one of the things that in my thinking there as well, if they get beat on Sunday, we play them in a couple of weeks in the league as well. If they beat them and then we beat them at the Rain Park as well, done. They're out. Yeah. They are fucking out. The quicker we get shot at them, the better as well. But let me flip that on that, Kevin. I'll come back to you for this one. Celtic have got a job to do ourselves on Sunday. It's not as easy as just wishing for what happens in the other game. Celtic have got, which in many kind of people's viewpoints as well, will be a tricky tie down there as well, because it is on the plastic pitch. We don't like the plastic pitches. And you are playing against a management team as well who will be doing everything. Every fucking Hun Black Arts book or trick under the tree, under the sun, under whatever god you worship as well, will be employed by these buggers as well on Sunday. Kevin, do you see us struggling down there, or do you see that as a chance for Celtic to put a kind of stamp on it and actually start to motor towards the type of performances and results that we really should be starting to turn in now?
I don't think we'll struggle in such sense, but it'll not be an easy game. You know what I mean? Our piece in general, it's usually been a decent sort of a hunting ground for us anyway. You know what I mean? But it'll not be easy. They'll be up for it. They've had a cracking result there during the week. You know what I mean? Coming from behind, 7-goal thriller, But they'll be up for it. Their management team will make sure they're up for it. The pitch is pish. As a team, they're pish. We should be going and annihilating them, but it's not always that simple and that straightforward. It'll be a difficult game. We're going to have to work for anything we get. But I'm pretty convinced that we'll come out there with a 3-1 or a 3-0 victory on the day, because there's enough quality there in our team. There's signs. The other night there was signs as well. Some of how we started and some of the football we were playing. And whereas before when we weren't creating hee-haw, we're creating a lot more in games now, and it's only a matter of time before these chances that are ricocheting off of earlobes and hitting a hair that's sticking at the side of a knee and things like that are actually going to start hitting the back of the net, and somebody's going to take a fucking down. And that'll come soon. But we're showing signs. We're showing better signs now. We're moving the ball quicker. We've brought a couple of new players in as well, which hopefully they'll help us on our way as well. And I know I wasn't on earlier, but I'm going to show my quick tuppence in here in about a space of 60 seconds. Just watching Oxlade-Chamberlain the other night there, before he scored his goal, you just watched him moving to different spaces, and there was nobody near him. His vision and his knowledge of the game, just moving and creating gaps and creating spaces, and nobody near him, was just drawing people all the time. We'd one spell in the second half, maybe 15 minutes, where I thought we went half a boil, and people might find this strange me saying this, but we sort of lost our way a wee bit when Engels went half injured, by the way.
I'd agree, Kev.
We lost our way for about 15 minutes when he went half injured. I've always been a fan, always thought he would come good. Last couple of months I've been like, nah, the guy's had enough chances, get him away. But see, sometimes you don't realise what you've got until it's not there. And I'm not saying he's a be-all and end-all, but for me the other night there, we lost our way for 15-20 minutes in that game, and it just so happened that 15-20 minutes in that second half period was when Engels just went half injured. But we're on to Kilmarnock now, and I think we'll be okay. And then it's going to put the pressure on the two of them going into that game kick-off, because don't tell me they'll not be looking to see what that result is. They'll be looking to see what that result is, trust me.
Absolutely, Kevin. Paul, what about yourself, mate? What you going on Sunday?
I'm I feel like one of these cuts I used to slag all the time. It never goes to the games. I miss. No, I had a ticket hoggy, but I've got family stuff on. I've not seen my daughter since Christmas, so we're going through to Glasgow, which was kind of my penance for fucking up the Aberdeen game. It never was, and still not going into the early hours of the morning. So, fucking
as you do.
Oh, mate, honestly, fucking nightmare. A total waste of brownie points that night. Total waste of brownie points. But anyway, no, I'm missing this one. I hope it'll be the last one I miss for a while, because I'm looking at my rota and my blood. So no, I'm not going. But regarding the result, I strangely fancy us to win with a wee bit to spare on Sunday, and I think Kev's right. I think there was glimmers, and I keep going back to the players we've got in our squad and in our team. If we get it right and we click, we're beating everybody in this league. It's as simple as that. It's just not happening now, and I just keep waiting for it to click consistently, and hopefully that starts on Sunday. A result, I said we need a big result. A big result could also be going down there and winning 3 or 4-0 and putting in a really top performance where we look tight at the back, which incidentally that still finds an area of the team that is still concerns. We've not spoken about that, but the centre back pairing still causes me a bit of concern. Even though I like both of them individually and they've played well together, there's still concerns there for me. But no, Sunday, if I can isolate that, I think we go down there and we win. I'm going to go for a fairly moderate 2-0. 2-0 win.
2-0 moderate. Andy, my friend, what about yourself? What's your thinking on Sunday?
I agree with Paul with the scoreline. I had that written down 2-0. I'd love to say Celtic are going to go and score 4 and 5, but every time I kind of think that, I actually say it out loud, it doesn't quite happen. So I'm going to be a wee bit more, I hate saying this word, conservative when it comes to
I was going to say that word too, but I thought a bit.
I know, I'm absolutely disgusted with myself. I'm going to say that punch me right in the nuts when I get back in the house. So I'm going to go for 2-0. And the thing is, Killie, but Kev touched on it. You know, they beat St Mirren 4-3. They got hammered off the Huns there, a surpriser. But they beat Aberdeen 3-0 as well. All right, they're no a great team either. But you know, Killie were absolute pish, and it seemed to have fun goals for somewhere. And I think particularly who's in charge of Kilmarnock at the moment, their coaching team, you know, they're going to be putting the boot in. The instructions are going to be really physical with Celtic and try and disrupt them playing any kind of decent football. That's what makes me think it's going to be a bit of a scrappy game. I really hope it doesn't, but I hate when Celtic get down there. It's either a really hard struggle or we absolutely hammer them. There's no kind of in between when it comes to the games with them. It's just basically it's no down to Kilmarnock themselves or even the pitch. It's just who's in charge, and I think they are going to have them right up to really get in about us physically. So I think we need to show why we're champions. And this is the kind of games you need to really get up for and be up for the battle. So we need battlers in there, especially in the midfield. But I'd love to see Oxlade-Chamberlain kind of take control of that midfield. I'm just not convinced it's the right game and the right.
No.
As we touched on earlier, maybe keep him on the bench and then see how the game pans out. And if we need to bring him on to try and change things, then so be it. But we should be beating Kilmarnock. Let's be honest here. You know that they are a poor side. They have had some kind of in between the Huns beating them, a couple of decent results, but we are far superior. So I think we've got to be confident, but a bit wary as well, and try and keep it tight at the back and get right in about them. That's what I want to see Celtic as well. We all love to see lovely, lovely football. And you could say that, as a squad, we don't have that physical type, but it's the attitude I want to see more. The more get right in about them. You know, you might not be able to match them in the air sometimes, or, you know, they might be a wee bit stronger, but just get that attitude to just never say die. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Celtic win. Yeah. Hopefully it's about 9-0 or something, but I'll go for 2-0.
Yeah, I think we will go down there, and I think this is going to be the start of us stamping our foot down as well, making a mark on the rest of the campaign. I really do. I think with the players that we've brought in, giving a wee bit of time to bed in as well, I think that, you know, big Tams Finchara as well. There's, you know, some people, the jury's still out on him as well, but it gives you a shift up there as well. I think Junior Adamu. Yeah, I think Junior Adamu as well. I think he looks like a bit of a player. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well looks like a bit of a player. So, again, for how many we brought in there as well, I think if you get three or four of them as well, it's ticking the boxes as well we need to, then that's good bit of business done. Good bit of emphasis on progressing the team, improving the team.
Yep. And the Paul, boys, and then, that's what I'm saying, the boys that we know can already do that job, your Maidas and whatnot. Dare I say even fucking Hatate. I mean, I know it seems fanciful now, but fucking turn it around. You know what I mean? Yes. Turn it fucking around.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Get them at the players like Maida played at the top of their game with Cruz games. Yeah. Simple as that.
But I think, Paul, that the problem we've had as well is that we've, for so long for that bit of the season there, we've kind of relied on the one or two.
Yeah.
But the one or two need a on now. And I think if you've seen as well, if these other players are coming in naturally contributing more as well, it'll bring these one or two in a wee bit more, and you'll start getting more after them. So I think on Sunday as well, we start to put the foot down as well, and we start to really, really motor home for what this period of games is going to do for us as well. But I do believe that Celtic will win kind of comfortably for an away victory on Sunday. And what I will say as well, as we said on Monday, guys, actually, I thought I stuck there as well. There will be a watch party. So if the guys are still up for it, you still up for watching the game on Sunday? Yep. Aye. So, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, in our community, we will be putting a live stream on where we will be watching the game with you guys. And for all the members that come along and join with us as well. And we'll do more on Sunday as well. But I have a wee giveaway set up for us on Sunday. So one of our members will be walking away with a lovely donation from myself, which is a nice wee print there of Tommy Game Johnson. Visit Europe, quite a nice wee famous picture there as well. So this will be winging its way to one of our lucky members. We'll set the parameters of what that task or what the prize is going to be for as well. So whether it's the first minute or the minute of the Celtics goal or whatever it is, we'll chat as well, and we'll discuss that with you on Sunday. We'll put some stuff out on the YouTube page as well for any of our members that can't be with us on Sunday. You can still obviously take part in the competition. So we'll announce that on Sunday morning. So keep an eye out on the Celtic Supporters Podcast YouTube page and X page. We will get that out there. So, gentlemen, we've kind of reached the end of my agenda. 1 hour 45 minutes in. I am handing the floor to you guys for a couple of minutes. Is there anything that you guys want to bring up that we've not discussed yet this evening?
I'd like to talk about the ref the other night. I thought he was an absolute disgrace.
The refs are a disgrace in every game we're playing out, and it's just part and parcel of it. No, I mean, we're refereed to a different standard. We can't play with a bit of aggression, and guys are getting booked left, right, and centre, and that's what's going to hit us next.
I think opposition players are phoned down and getting fouls at every time it happens. Who was the boy at the back for Livy? I don't know how many times he done it, but it was an absolute disgrace.
Aye, but that's because we're refereed to a different standard for the rest. Yeah. But apart from that, there was a wee point for Lauren earlier about a 4-4-2. You were talking earlier there, Hoggy, just after that point about some people saying the jury's still out in Finchara. And I was talking about it on the bus to a couple of boys the other night there as well, coming back for the game, when people were saying, don't know about him. But to me, watching him, I seem to think he's holding a lot of ball up and he's winning a lot of ball in the air. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting him in the same league, right? But to me, he sort of does the Sutton, the Hartson, the Hateley type role. He's winning the ball, he's holding the ball. He needs somebody beside him to be feeding these boys to, who can then
that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Aye, you can see that. Aye, yeah.
That's what he needs. He needs your number 9 playing alongside him, because he'll feed them. He'll feed them. I think he's winning ball now, and he's holding ball up now, and he's getting able to feed it after, because the midfield aren't getting forward quick enough. He needs a goal scorer beside him just to feed.
Yeah, I thought the one where he should have scored on Wednesday, Kev.
There was Paul Ives.
But what a lovely first touch. He did a great touch. So he's got a touch on him as well.
I think that would have
done better.
He's only in the door. He's only had a few games, know what I mean?
I think he'll do fine, Kev. I really do. I think he'll do fine. But your point in the referees is that whoever made that is absolutely. I've never seen a profession that seems to wants to go to its road to look so amateurish. Just to let's be honest, to appease certain people within the Scottish game.
But what's it going to do on Sunday? They'll not know who to give that to.
I know. Just on that, Chubb, I'm going to say this publicly because I'm going to get the Chubb one for Nicky. I'll get in touch with Nicky with my details, and remember the one about the joke before Christmas, Chubb?
Yeah.
Christmas joke. Chubb, I will chase it up, mate. I know you've had a lot more other things on. I've hardly seen you through all the commitments I've got and blah, blah, but I will get that sorted, big man. Yeah, I'll go into Nicky tonight with that.
Good lads.
I thought, so forget the night again, let's be fucking honest.
There was a comment there for Chubb as well about thank you very much for us giving us their time as well, but I think that's the thank you, I think, from us goes to every single one of you guys who's watching us live and is going to watch us over the next few days. Guys, we do this as well because we've got a great community as well that we can sit and have the gab along with as well. So yes, we are sitting having a gab online as well, but we are having a gab with you and including you and part of you. So thank you very much for every single person who's given us their time this evening or plan to give it over the next few days. Gentlemen, Paul, Kevin, Andy, thank you very much for your time once again. We will be back on Sunday for our first CSP watch along in the new platform. We hope you all join us then. I'll set up the link for it, and you can set your reminders and stuff like that as well. But as always, guys, we will bid you a good night. We will bid you safety, blessedness, stay safe, stay blessed, stay Celtic, stay CSP, and enjoy your bloody weekend. We'll see you on Sunday. CSP is out of here.